The Gitup G3 Duo is the most unique action camera that we have ever tested. It comes with an external mic support for all the motovloggers out there, and the package also comes with a photo of a motorcyclist, which had my hopes up. If you're interested to buying this camera after watching this review, I've left the links in the description, and we work really hard on these videos, so a share might help us in a big way. Now let's get started with the unique features. You can connect a slave camera to this and record both footage at the same time inside this camera's SD card, which means for riding a motorcycle you can connect one camera towards the front on your motorcycle gas tank and have another one on your tail section, which might work great for group rides or track days. The only downside to this is it's limited to 1080p 30fps video when the slave camera is connected. I don't have the slave camera, so I couldn't test out this feature. The second unique feature is ability to connect a GPS module, which is also sold separately, and record your speed and also your location, which will definitely attract motorcycle enthusiasts. Apart from GoPro and Garmin, nobody else has it. The third unique feature is raw photo capture, and this camera can shoot up to 2K video. With software interpolation it goes up to 4K, so it's not a true 4K camera. Higher frame rates like 1080p 120fps, 720p 240fps for super slow motion are also missing. But what I've found in my own testing is that those frame rates are so grainy and noisy in other Chinese action cameras of this price point that those are not really usable, but still having those frame rates might be useful somewhere where you absolutely need it. But if you're looking for a camera that can use 1080p 60fps and has external mic support, can this camera be it? Let's find out. Firstly, it has a very nice touchscreen on the back. Preview is decent and the menu is the easiest to operate and with a lot of customizable options. The menu on the left side goes into the camera settings where you can customize things like quick capture, GPS, auto turn off, language, time zone, etc., and swipe down to get to the quick menu where you might change the mostly tweaked features in just 1 second. The menu on the right side shows resolution, internal shooting like time-lapse, wide dynamic range, and lets you control white balance, sharpness, bitrate, auto low light, contrast, and even color profiles. This is really good for shooters who know about their cameras, as tweaking these settings can cause better results. I'm sharing my settings with you. I would also like to have control over the ISO as well, but that's missing. Build quality wise, the camera has a hard plastic front and a rubberized plastic on the sides and feels premium but is a bit heavy. The front has a dual LED along with a power button. The top has a capture button with another LED. The left is completely sealed and the right side has a port for a mic, a second port for a GPS and slave cam accessory, and a mini HDMI output. It also has the SD card slot, which supports Class 10 UHS 1 cards up to 128 GB capacity. I've also left the links to some of the recommended cards in the video description. The bottom holds the battery compartment door and a very useful tripod mount, which will come in very handy if you're shooting time lapses. Let's talk about the image quality. The default in-camera settings didn't provide a quality image, so I turned the bitrate to high from normal and the sharpening to low. The image quality improved greatly. In bright sunlight the colors look good, and due to my sharpness settings the image is soft, which I then add sharpness in post in Adobe Premiere Pro CC. This is the final result, and though we have seen better image quality from some other rival action cameras in this price point, I would say that this is fine and usable. At night you turn stabilization off like every other action camera including GoPro, and night footage is not a strong point of this camera. There is noise and grain and also flare from car headlights. While shooting high contrast scenes on night, the wide dynamic range improves quality. Again, the G3 Duo camera overcomes some of its weaknesses by giving us this customizable option. So why would you buy this camera? One simple reason may be the audio quality. The Gitup G3 Duo has one of the best audio quality when connected to an external mic setup, and that may be a great reason for some of you guys as vloggers or motovloggers, as audio is really important. As I've reviewed a lot of other action cameras, I can tell you 2 other action cameras that are comparable to this. First would be an SJ6 Legend and the second would be a DI T5e. Both have external mic support. SJ only works with its own external mic and the audio quality is just average. Comparing with the Di-T5e, the video quality on that camera is leaps ahead as it's a true 4K camera. Di comes with external mic support and also an extra battery in the box, but Di-T5e doesn't have a touchscreen. The menu system isn't as great and the audio quality is not as good as this camera. Some of the other downsides we found with the G3 Duo that it doesn't do true 4K, and if you put it inside the case you cannot use the touchscreen, as unlike the SJ6 they don't have the touch backdoor. For slow motion, the Di-T5e has great advantage as well. This can become a good camera for GoPro Hero 3 and 4 users, as I'm using the same Hero 4 mic setup to record this sample audio.
But I guess it's mic and video quality test at the same time. I've set the sharpness to low as far as I remember, so we should be getting some low sharpening footage because in-camera sharpness is terrible. So I just move the sharpness to low, and if we get a soft image then we can add sharpness in post-production, that is in Premiere Pro, Adobe Premiere Pro CC. So we can do that.
The accessories inside the box are quite good. They do give a 30-meter waterproof casing, and they have all these other useful mounts which will be useful if you're going to mount it to a helmet or any other place. And this is GoPro compatible, so you can buy any other GoPro accessories mount pack from any website like Amazon, and I've also put some links in the description for that as well, and it's all very matchable. So if you have a GoPro you can use their own accessories and mounts. It's just matches with everything else. So finally, would you buy this camera? If you want to use the GPS or the duo camera recording feature, or even use the external mic support to record motovlogs or other vlogs, I would definitely recommend you this camera, as even with better image quality, if your audio does not work then your audience won't stay long and your video watch time will be affected. Don't play around with your audio. So if you cannot afford a better camera like a GoPro, maybe this can be a good starting option with a good audio input and just about usable image quality. Now if you don't care about the other features like the external mic support or the GPS module, and if you want to record audio separately outside the camera, then I ask you to check out my other reviews of SJ6 Legend and the Di-T5e. Thanks for watching, and I'll always do these videos honestly for you guys, and I'll see you very soon. This is Rahul. Goodbye.